Hey guys, welcome back to Intel Extreme Masters Shanghai. We are starting Group D, the Group of Death. Of course, 3 of the 4 Terran Horsemen, as well as Trust, joined by Pig and Wardy up here. We're about to jump into Maru versus ByuN, but first, you're already in Innovation versus Trust, right, Wardy?
Yeah, and it's kind of exciting already, actually. Trust has just gone for a little bit of an attack here. He lost his first Oracle, but now he's got about 9 Adepts, and Innovation's natural, and Innovation has had to retreat away. So it's kind of calming down just about now. Nothing too crazy going on. The Adepts have just backed off, so about 3 workers going down. 3 more went down to the first Oracle, but so far, Innovation's kind of holding on. The fact he's cleaned up both Oracles, I think, is pretty good. And the fact that, Trust has made so many Adepts and isn't really doing much with them. He's shading again, but I mean, there's, units in position, but there's 2 Oracles here still. And actually, another 6 SCVs going down.
Yeah, I mean, that's not so bad, right? 30 workers against 43 right now, Pig.
That's not too bad at all. I mean, Trust is coming into this as a big underdog, so he's definitely going to have to pull out some things to throw Innovation off balance a little bit. And that's a very nice start. He's got his 3rd base down behind it. The double Oracle staying alive is very important to give him that map vision throughout. Would love to delay that Robo as long as possible and just keep revelating everything and not get surprised by Innovation at all.
Yeah, it's looking like it's actually quite a nice spot for him. Only 1 Phoenix out so far, but I mean, with that 3rd Nexus coming up, the fact that Innovation is not out on the map. We don't see him really. I guess he's just now starting to move out, but Trust should be feeling quite confident from this position, I would say.
Yeah, no 3rd CC on the way. It's really going to be on Innovation to make something happen. And as long as those Oracles stay alive, he will see absolutely everything that's going on. So I think, we're going to see some bio move out soon from Innovation. He's going to be sharking about looking for the damage, and it's just going to really be on Trust. Can he shut that down? I think he's investing in a lot of gateways, glaives, +1, all of these things that'll give him a lot of mobility and ability to shut everything down as Innovation tries to get a lot done, because his 3rd command center is going to be way, way away.
Yeah, it is quite some time. And I got to say, I love that we're seeing glaives again. Like, this has really popped back up. A lot of people are getting addicted to charge, but a lot of the time, these early attacks are hard to hold off with charge, right? But the fact that he's going for glaives, I feel like there's no way for Innovation to break him right now. Isn't this going to have to go long?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Innovation, he's already off to, he's not off to the greatest start, right? So he's not going to have enough to just push on through. And at some point, he has to try and take a 3rd CC, I think, as we do see. I mean, a couple of Widow Mines are going okay for Innovation, but that really is about it. He is keeping the Phoenix count, though, I think. I mean, he's already killed 2, which at this stage is a lot.
Yeah.
So that is nice. But still, Innovation, kind of, like you said, playing a bit from behind, Libs on the way up to maybe try and set up some sort of a siege.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting play out here. Innovation still just pushing out with a lot of units. Still hasn't even started that 3rd command center. I think he's just saying, we got to make it happen right now. He's just like, we got to go. We got to get something done. Liberate is on the way, and he's got to make this 1 army count. He's got 1 punch, 1 push. He's got the army supply advantage. He's got his +1 weapons finished. It's going to be very close here.
Yeah, I mean, it's really great. He picked off a couple Phoenixes and bruised the other ones. But, I mean, this is a depth Phoenix. He has +1. He has glaives. Oh, my God! What was that? Oh,
wow.
Okay.
Well, I was just about to say there's 8 Widow Mines, but those 2 just destroyed the air army. So now it's just Adepts, and Adepts on their own might have a bit of trouble against them.
He can't disable the Widow Mines now, and that's so important. If he had those Phoenix to lift there, Trust just getting a little bit excited trying to delay this push. He's going to have to fight it now, and he's got to make it work. It's like a lot of Adepts.
I mean, he has an observer, so at least he can see the mines, but this is not the situation you want. If you bought like 6, 7 Phoenixes and then lost them all and 2 Oracles right there, it makes such a difference.
Yeah, we're going to see him engage now. Fireworks going down. Trust army disappears. Innovation executing a perfect 2-base push here.
I mean, it's only someone like Innovation that could go into a 2-base push off of like 3 barracks and really make it work like this. Just how does everything always go right for the guy, He kills everything with the mines, the Phoenix count never gets up there, and then he just pushes it and makes it look simple.
Well, I will tell you exactly how, Wardy. He's a literal god. Well, no, actually, it's just hard work and perseverance, because that's what StarCraft II skill is. And I tell you, it is paying off here. Like, I think a lot of Terrans from this position where he was taking on that harassment damage early on and everything are not going to be able to just break through Trust like this.
Yeah, he really just set up his defenses after that early damage and did little moves, baiting out those Phoenix into the Widow Mines of the Viking, getting lots of damage done on them, and do have to be a little bit critical of Trust, getting over eager with his Phoenix kind of dancing about.
Yeah.
It didn't look like he had any intention of actually engaging the push. He just
yeah.
wanted to buy time. So going into Widow Mine range is really inexcusable.
Yeah, like you really need them to pick up all the mines as you shade on the army, but to lose it all, it's like you gave the game to innovation. I mean, just looking at the units otherwise, I feel like he would be able to take it, but that's it. And Inno takes game 1 just in time for us to switch gears for ByuN versus Maru.
Very nice of innovation there. Just time it out perfectly with DX Master taking the stage to hype things up for the 2 horsemen going head-to-head. Old friends, old teammates who are very close, as a few people might have seen on Todd's Twitter earlier. Getting very affectionate. A couple of piggyback rides going on between the 2 Terrans.
Well, this is going to be an old-fashioned joust. What do you think about it, Wardy? Who takes this one down, Maru versus ByuN?
Honestly, I think it's pretty much impossible to tell. Like, TvT is so vulnerable in the early stages, so volatile. And when there's 2 players as good as ByuN, as good as Maru, they can both out-micro each other on given days. They can both pull off the miraculous defenses that we just don't expect from any other Terran in the world. So TvT especially becomes very dangerous in their hands. So I couldn't pick between them. I really.
All right, but if I put an oracle to your head, who do you say?
I think ByuN's going to take it. I mean,
ByuN.
I think neither ByuN or Maru have been in their top form as of late, like in the last couple of weeks. But I think ByuN has been doing just a bit better than Maru. So.
All right. Pig, would you agree with Wardy on this count?
I think it's really tough. I think Maru did take down ByuN 3-1 last time they played, off the top of my head, which I believe was round of 8 of the last GSL season.
I believe you are correct.
Yes. But it's TvT. It is a little bit volatile. There's a lot of Reapers that come in, especially when these 2 players are facing each other. And these Reaper strategies, it's very interesting because they can turn a series upside down. Even if someone's mid-game isn't as strong as the others, someone can choose the Reapers against the fast expand player, catch them off guard, and get a couple of easy wins. So it definitely could go either way. ByuN, I think, is a little bit of an older brother figure to Maru in some ways, but in the past, historically, Maru has been getting the better of him. He's beat him something like 80% of the time in series when they faced off over the last few years. That's a big statistic. Maru seems to have the edge over him in the past. That's always something which does make a big difference when these players have to play.
I gotta say, I'm kind of going towards Maru here myself. Like, I really like his TvT style overall. And for me, TvT, it doesn't come down to form nearly as much as style and how those styles match up. And I like how good Maru's defense is in the matchup, how it's very hard to catch him off guard. And I feel like the aggressive type of plays that ByuN always relies on don't suit him as well in this matchup as the other 2, I think.
Yeah, there are times we've seen ByuN go a little bit over-aggressive in the past, and sometimes, not quite managed to find his way in there. Whereas Maru, I think in Heart of the Swarm, I think of Maru as like just attack. But I think he's definitely become a much more well-rounded player now in Legacy.
Okay, can we just say that DX Masters already won this match? Neither Maru or ByuN have. Like, this guy controlling the entire audience right now. Oh my God.
Right. I mean, how can they not be excited for ByuN Maru, but how can you not be excited when DX Master is on stage?
God, I want to see this guy play against him at this point. It is just... the passion is real. I mean, you thought Maynard loved this game. Look at DX Master.
DX Master is such a legend. And always bringing the hype here out. Of course, the audience very excited to see this. And ByuN and Maru out there on stage. Both of them looking forward to playing against each other. And it's going to be a tough one. ByuN and Maru, very experienced Terrans. They are 2 of the horsemen, but recently haven't got too many championships under their names. Of course, there is the big one for ByuN, which we're always going to talk about, which is BlizzCon last year.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been some good performances. Not too many semifinals onwards, though.
Yeah, like, Maru has more WCS points right now than ByuN, I believe, but they are not killing it. Neither of these guys are locked in for BlizzCon by any means, so this match is really quite important here. If you lose, then that is quite a climb, even if you take out Trust, who we're assuming will lose to Innovation.
Yeah, I mean, it really, really is. Whoever ends up losing this is going to have a really tough day ahead of them and a really tough couple of months ahead of them, I think, because everything is about BlizzCon as we kind of move on forwards, and we expect to see Maru at BlizzCon. We expect to see the reigning world champion at BlizzCon. And at this point, that might not happen. And it's going to be tough because with innovation in this group as well, looking on point lately, what do you do?
No.
It's funny. I like that handshake there from ByuN. You know, he had the cheeky grin. It kind of reminds me of when there's the older brother, but the younger brother gets better than them at something, so they need to start using all the psychological games and kind of freaking them out, like pushing them around a little bit. You know, ByuN, you know, Maru's been getting the better of him a lot the last couple times they played, so you can see he's been very cheeky this morning. He's been joking around with Maru a lot, but I'm sure he's got a very tight plan because he is sick of losing to his little brother. You know, he's known Maru since he was a little kid in the Prime House back in the day, and he wants to take him out here, man.
Well, he does, but it's Maru's birthday. Are you really going to do that to your nice, you know, younger friend here on their birthday?
Well, I mean, if anyone would be actually having pity in the Korean scene, I think it would be ByuN, you know? He probably would feel a bit bad.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, I feel like ByuN's going to go killer attitude anyway, though I'm sure on the outside he'll be very kind and apologetic and all that, but when it gets into business, I mean, this guy plays more than anybody else. ByuN, he just grinds and grinds and grinds. It's really funny. Some people are like, oh, you know, maybe ByuN hasn't been doing as well lately. He's still ranked #1 in the League Galactic by far because he's playing all the online cups. He's still doing well in all of the big leagues as well. And he does just kind of dedicate himself to StarCraft unlike any other.
All right. Well, with that being said, Maru versus ByuN. To the Horsemen going at it, two of the best players in the world, Todd and Maynard. Bring us this game.
It would be my pleasure. Let's get straight into it in the top left here. This is Jinis Maru. And in the bottom right, from Team Expert, the world champ, is ByuN.
ByuN looking to try and open up here his first match in this tournament with a win. I like that the test touched on the fact that ByuN's style, you know, is of being very aggressive. It works very well against Zerg and Protoss, but not so much in TvT, and I feel like that's going to be one of the keys to his success here. Either he tries to find a way to circumvent that and plays a little bit differently, or he kind of embraces it and finds a way to make it work, make the game scrappy, you know? Keep on attacking, drop units left and right, try to kill a bunch of walkers, and then kind of snowball from there, keep on dropping, make it a chaotic game.
Well, it's looking like Maru's actually going for a more economic focused build, while ByuN going for the more tech-heavy build. Just Maru on the 1 gas, ByuN on 2 gases here, so you're going to get a factory pretty quickly, go into that 1-1-1. But like you said, Todd, about the aggression, I think that I think in this series we're going to see at least 1, maybe even 2 games where there's going to be some proxy Reaper action, because it is just hitting the meta pretty hard at the moment in TvT. I know Innovation loves to do it, especially against ByuN, and Maru has been seen. I actually was looking over Maru's shoulder while he was laddering earlier, and he was doing it against a few unlucky Terrans in the Korean ladder, as well as he was just practicing backstage. And both of these guys, such close friends. It's been brought up several times that they're teammates. They're very much good buddies. That cheeky handshake on stage just goes to show that there's no love lost between these guys. They're going to make this one entertaining for us all.
Yeah. Thank God they're about the same, or there's not such a big weight disparity between the two. Imagine if somebody did that to me and I'd fall forward and fall on them. That would backfire big time.
You'd destroy the stage, man. ByuN looked like he nearly pulled the arm socket out of Maru there. Maru's getting thrown around like a little rag doll by poor ByuN's got he got about a foot on him. But we've got the Reaper in here for ByuN. Just going to have a look at this natural, of course. There's a SCV and a Reaper here for Maru. They're going to bully that back. No damage done.
ByuN actually going for a command center here behind this instead of starting a starports.
Yeah.
Maybe because he was scouted and then he realizes that, you know, Maru was going to expect that. Like, Maru did spot the command center starting and probably knew there was no CC, at least early on. So maybe playing a little bit of a mind game here, ByuN playing to his image. And instead of going for the all-out aggression when it's what Maru is going to expect, maybe playing a little bit slower, expanding, and then starting with the aggression later on.
With his scouting Reaper, he did see that some units were down here in the natural for Maru, so he kind of had a good idea that Maru was going for a fast expand build, so that might have actually changed his build order a little bit.
Who's going to draw first blood?
I think Maru will. That's a dead SCV.
You answered so fast, man.
Yep.
You know your craft.
Mate, I've played a few TvTs in my time. I'm not very good at the game, but still, this matchup, it haunts my dreams. I got the single Reaper here of Maru, really bullying ByuN here and just delaying that CC by a little bit. We're seeing his first-person view right now. And
love that first person, by the way. It's been so sick to actually get to see that. I'm surprised actually ByuN is staying in there. I guess he'd had some KDA charges here to buy himself some time, and he's going to be pulling back here just right behind this. That's some real speed, man. Every time I see these guys play, I'm like, yeah.
I mean, anytime your friends think that StarCraft isn't the hardest game in the whole world, show them some of this action at IEM Shanghai. So
the Mule.
Yeah, Mule going down here, I guess, for a repair on the Cyclone, or maybe a bit of a misclick. He's going straight to the middle lane.
It has to be a mistake, I think.
That's, yeah, that's a little bit uncharacteristic. We saw that actually before we switched out of Maru's view, that he is switching over his add-ons. He's getting that Banshee with Cloak back at home as well. So this potentially could do a lot of damage to ByuN. I haven't seen any detection just yet, but he could be getting a Raven shortly, actually, as these add-ons switch on back home for him.
Yeah, and the late Cloak Banshee here could surprise ByuN, who's still trying to be aggressive. We talked about this. Les talked about this. He loves his aggression and micro, and so far is doing all right. The repair, not quite enough here to save that one Cyclone for Maru, underestimating the power of these Cyclones.
Oh, the Banshee will be able to clean it up, especially with this other Cyclone to help out, and down it goes, but...
It gets revealed now, the Banshee.
It does get revealed, and ByuN's going to be able to deal with it. He's dropped the engineering bay immediately. He's not going to get a Raven or anything like that. He's going to rely on his turrets for detection, because he's actually just rallying all of his production structures across the map right now, including medevac production. He wants to go for an attack.
We're 5 minutes into this game. You see ByuN's face. He looks actually nervous here, which is very rare. The Cyclone is going to try to pick it up, but this is not a War Prism. You can pick up from that far. The Banshee does die just before Cloak finishes here. That's a big win for ByuN.
It is. There is going to be a second Banshee as well, and he also picked off a Cyclone, so damage happening on both sides of the fence here for both of these players. I don't know if this is enough Marines here from ByuN. He has to pick up and leave. Maru with just a little bit too much on the ground.
And ByuN's going to have to get out of here as the other Banshees flying across the map. That's going to be 2 medivacs worth of units here across the map, ready to drop and siege on the high ground here, potentially attacking these add-ons of Maru. And this is what I was expecting here. ByuN really tried to get into Maru's face, pushing him out of his comfort zone. So far, the defense has been all right for Maru. He's ahead in workers, but this is the big drop here that he needs to defend well enough not to fall behind. Stimpack could be in danger here. It just started.
It actually could be. It's in range of the siege tank, Todd. I think ByuN should absolutely go for it. Meanwhile, Maru doing damage with his Banshee across the side of the map. He's made a third Banshee as well. It's down here to help defend. Stim is in trouble. Is ByuN going to commit? No, he's going to lift up and leave.
Wow. He could have gone for that tech lab, actually. He gotten it, but then he would have lost units.
Yeah.
I guess Stimpack didn't start that long ago, so if he gets that in like 30 seconds, that might actually been better, but now Maru is going to be pretty careful around the area, still flying that one Banshee across the map, looking to try and find some damage. He's going to get just that.
He is indeed. He's going to kill another SCV, delayed that third command center a little bit more here, and there it is. That's the next Banshee taken out there for ByuN. He's killed, I think, 3 Banshees in this map so far. He's done a really good job of it. Just the 2 so far, so one's still alive. I guess the defending Banshee pulling back. And Maru's put a lot of gas into these units. ByuN looking for another opening here. There is already a turret and some units in position, so I don't know how well he'll do.
Don't do it,
that's a herd medevac. Oh, one more volley and that would have gone down.
Yeah. Oh my God!
The lock-on for the Cyclone. He gets the hurt medevac and takes it out with a Cyclone lock-on. You don't see Cyclones killing medevacs too often in TvT, and just happened here in game 1.
And ByuN falls behind further in supply here. Almost caught up on the worker count entirely, but that was a big deal here. Losing that one medivac with as many units as that in it. Banshee getting extra cheeky here as StarCraft Master action.
It really is.
From far away.
I think ByuN's really against the ropes here in this game. Maru's been doing such a great job. He's up by quite a bit more in army supply, and he's working about equal as well. Oh, the Banshee lives. We'll have to force another scan out of ByuN if he wants to chase that down.
Almost no energy, though. It's going to be revealed in a second. But Maru's going to be the one moving across the map right now, and it's almost as if ByuN the entire day, he felt like this series might go like this. You know, he was getting extra cheeky with Maru. He kind of looked like, you know, he knew he was going to have a hard time no matter what. Maru is almost like one of his nemesis opponents, and so far it's looking as if the logic is going to be respected, as Maru is looking really good right now in this game.
That's right. Now, the one thing that ByuN's got going for him is he does have that third CC already created. He can float it down anytime. He's creating, he can produce several SCVs at once. But Maru has so much more army supply. He has almost double the amount of Marines that currently...
He has way more upgrades. He already has +1 Stimpack as well.
And that as well. The units are just a little bit stronger here for Maru and higher in number. And he's in a lovely siege spot in range of the gas guys. It's not quite in range of the mineral lines. Those next few tanks will be pretty close, though. And he's just slowly edging forward here against ByuN's natural. Meanwhile, his third is uncontested. He gets to saturate that. It turns into an orbital now. He can drop more mules. And ByuN just floating his third out now.
And I think Maru's looking for that. He's looking for that third command center. He knows that if he catches ByuN out of position, and just kind of like that, No, with medivacs on the map, units loaded up. Maru scans, sees that there is no army right there. He's gonna find the medivacs right now, and I think he just can siege that base here, try and take it out, but he should be safe. But it's preventing mining, and right now he knows that his income is gonna be far superior because he's already mining from his third base.
And he's going for the throat here, going for the natural, but a siege tank on the ramp here for ByuN does deny him. He's gonna probably have to get rid of these tanks, move them back a little bit. They're a little bit vulnerable here by themselves. And Maru identifies that. He's going to drop his Marines to help them out and rally across the map here and continue the pressure.
I'm dizzy from this first person, man. The speed on that guy, are you kidding me?
Oh, ByuN, what? Uses a little bit of miscommunication there, taking a few shells on that on those Marines.
And Maru having some cute moves as well. Like he has a supply depot at the top side of the map, spotting any kind of medivacs flying through there. That's really like, you know, small details that can change a game entirely because he doesn't want to get a sensor tower instead or something like that. Maru with so much more income right now. Look at the difference, almost 500.
Well, we just saw it on screen there. He forced a lift off of the third base for ByuN, so he's still only mining on 2 bases while ByuN scans and sees that Maru is still with a fully saturated third base now. His economy is in shambles at the moment. It's really rough for ByuN, even though his work account's good.
Yeah.
He's mining, the amount of patches he's mining off are really not very good right now.
Maru's even ahead on the tank counts, even though ByuN just caught up. But he just has way more right now. Like Maru is just so good at conserving his lead, expanding it, and not fighting too early because, you know, Maru might be ahead all he wants if he steams inside of a siege tank line. It's not going to last for very long. Like his supply is going to plummet. So he needs to be patient, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. He's taking his time. He knows that as long as he doesn't really mess up, for now, he's going to be all right in this game going further.
Well, one of the wonderful and also simultaneously frustrating things about TvT is that one big mistake can end the game for you. You overextend too far into a siege tank line, you get caught with your medevacs when you're going for a big drop with a stim marine ball or something like that underneath it. All of a sudden, it's all ogre. We actually have a double drop here from Maru. He's going to go for a couple siege tanks and 8 marines into the main of ByuN. Doesn't have any turrets or anything like that, but looks like both of these medevacs actually may cross each other here.
Yeah, this is really close here. ByuN just flying past the vision here of these unloading units.
Oh no! The medevac's getting picked up there immediately by Maru, and ByuN has to pull back, losing 3 medevacs instantly there.
Oh, that sensor tower. I think that might be what he's targeting here.
Oh no! Oh, ByuN losing 2 full medevacs immediately. The third one goes down as well. Maru taking incredible fights in this game so far.
He was fishing for this. Did you see what that was? So he has 2 sensor towers, Maru. And he knew that if there were going to be medivacs, they could have been in that area between the 2 sensor towers where those were not going to be revealed. So he placed some units there. He kind of fished for that. Guess what? He caught a big fish. A couple of medivacs, intercepts them and gets the snipes on everything.
That's right. Maru is still sieging in both locations. He's closing a chokehold here on ByuN. And can ByuN break free and somehow make a game out of this? He's got a big ball of units here on the natural. They're getting stymied a little bit by these mineral patches, and Maru's tank's doing a ton of damage from the back of the natural and all the way up here at the 4th base location as well. ByuN out of Marines, out of army supply. He's losing so much here. Not much left of the natural at all. Stimming the Marines in, looking for those medevacs, looking for those siege tanks, trying to drop Marines for a flank as well. And Maru just takes game 1 away from ByuN there. Beautiful, clinical TvT from the Jin Air Terran.
He looks absolutely psyched to have taken that game.
He could not be more thrilled. Not be more thrilled with how well game 1 went.
A fantastic poker player, some might say.
Yeah. I really, in fact, I was going to say I would hate to play poker against Innovation, but I did on that BlizzCon after party that we had. But, you know, these guys, they do have poker faces from time to time. ByuN's definitely the Terran that likes to wear his heart on his sleeve. If he's happy or if he's sad, he can't hide it. He has to show it. It's one of the reasons why I love ByuN so much and I'm such a fan, is because the passion he shows for the game. He clearly loves StarCraft II. He loves being a pro gamer. He loves playing on stage and having all these fans. And of course, you know, the championship meant more than anything to him. And I'm sure that's been a highlight of his life so far. Not just his life as a pro gamer, but his life as a human being.
And we've talked about how he's the world champion, won BlizzCon last year. And so far, it's not looking too good for him to be able to defend his title. He needs a good performance here. He needs to keep on posting results. And he needs to start right now. So far in this series, hasn't looked that good in the one matchup he struggles in the most. Here are our Chinese casters, by the way.
Yep, getting the action out. They're getting their audio pumped out there for the Chinese audience. So many fans there. Every seat covered. It's just a huge, passionate crowd here in China Joy for Shanghai. And what more could you ask for? Let's get in the game. In the top left here, from Team Expert, currently down 1 in the series, this is ByuN. And in the bottom right from Generic Green Wings, this is Maru. Now, I mentioned that I would be very surprised if we didn't see Proxy Reapers in this game, and I think we're about to get our wish.
Yeah, and after game one like this, it's going to be ByuN going for it. Maru in the previous game scouted decently early, and I think he will be able to realize what's happening if he did the same thing there. We'll see if he scouts. ByuN basically is going to hope to try and catch that first Reaper of Maru, kill it, and then kind of snowball from there. The last few times I've seen this build, it was scouted, defended perfectly, and then whoever did it could lost super hard. So hopefully for ByuN, it's not going to go that way.
Well, it's been so much of a part of the meta in TvT at the moment, especially on the Korean ladder, that these guys would have had so much practice against it. We see that Maru is actually going for double gas, which means he's going to have a fast factory, which means that he's very likely going to have the units he needs to be able to deal with the Reapers. And but if you control well enough, and I mean really, if anyone can control Reapers, it is ByuN. If you control well enough, you can engage Hellions, you can engage the opponent's Reapers as well as those Hellions all balled in together. It's as long as you keep your Reapers alive, that's the name of the game.
Didn't ByuN say at Home Story Cup if he met a Zerg, he was just going to 3-Rax Reaper, and then he did it and beat somebody 3-0? Yeah. I think something like that happened.
I think he beat a bunch of people in Home Story Cup 3-0 from the series as I watched.
Yeah.
And Maru getting a scout in the main. He knows exactly what he's up against now. And he's going to need that factory. He's going to need probably, I mean, generally a Cyclone is a lot better against Reapers, but it doesn't produce fast enough and it's a lot more expensive. So generally Terrans are getting that Hellion to defend against this Reaper proxy. And we see that it has begun. The first Reaper jumping up into the main of Maru here, looking for whatever he can get done.
Yeah, KDA charge is going to be dropped. Actually, it hits. A little bit surprised Maru didn't try harder to dodge this, because now when there's going to be 3 Reapers, his own Reaper is going to get it jumped on top of. Behind this Maru, going for a Marine, not going to add any more Reapers. And he's going to be starting a Cyclone or Hellion. He's a Cyclone, yeah, starting there.
So the Cyclone is the big get out of here with your Proxy Reaper unit, but it does take so long to build and it is so expensive. So this gives ByuN a little bit of a window to get this damage done. Oh, he's proxying a factory as well. ByuN going super all in here.
I think ByuN realizes that Cyclones are going to be made, in which case you can't get tanks. If you can get your own tanks as ByuN, you might be able to do a push. You can also go for proxy, either Banshee, Medivacs, which would be great in supporting those Reapers to try and do some more economic damage.
Oh, Cyclone's about to pop here, right in front of the Reapers. ByuN's going to lose one of them immediately here for that Cyclone. Pulls back with the other 3.
And the factory was scouted here, which is a big deal. Yeah, because like as soon as you see that, all you have to do is go for tanks, set up the proper defense, do a follow-up scout, and then you'll know exactly what the opponent's doing and you can counter it. And so in this case, ByuN saw that he was spotted. He's like, you know what? I'm not even going to bother. Cancels that, restarts it at home. But Maru already on the startboard tech mainer, then getting a tech lab.
Yeah, he's going to almost certainly go for a Banshee here, because what is ByuN's answer to a Banshee at the moment? He doesn't even have a factory right now. He's got to get a starport. He needs Vikings. He needs turrets. He needs a Cyclone or something back at home. But this Banshee's going to hit hard and fast. Well, speaking of hitting hard and fast, these Reapers are coming in, touching up that one Cyclone, but a full hit point. Second one pops out. And ByuN's Reapers again getting beaten back.
Yeah, just taking a look at Maru's point of view. Not stressing at all. He's just going to kind of chill at home, repair. Because Cyclone's keeping the 3 Marines on the right-hand side, actually, of his main base is brilliant. If those Reapers would jump on there, they take a ton of damage. In a second, when that Banshee finally flies across the map, it's going to be the one thing that I think ByuN might struggle with defending. Even though last game, actually, he got very fortunate. Remember, he sniped the first Banshee. Oh, that's huge. Spotting on the high ground with the barracks and moving up there with the Reapers to try and deal some damage onto those Marines.
Yeah, really sick play there from ByuN, and he sees that Banshee. He's already got a starport on the way, and he did make a Cyclone back at home, but there is, of course, Cloak on the way, and he needs to be able to scan. He's on 1 orbital right now, so the engineering bay goes down as well.
Remember last game, he sniped the first Banshee just before Cloak finished, and I think that was really good for ByuN. Look how he handed. It didn't even matter. In this case, I don't think that's even going to happen. Yeah, he's not going to find his Banshee here. He goes right past it.
Yeah, he's looking for it.
And Cloak is going to finish in a second. I think ByuN is in a world of trouble here right there. He has his scan available, but he's going to take damage.
Yeah, he's almost certainly going to lose a few SCVs here. He's got his barracks is floating back home. And there's the Cloak from the Banshee. He's got 1 scan here on the orbital. He's going to need double Lycon and also the Viking. He can't afford a second scan here. Oh, the Raven. Oh, so the Banshee just escaping and getting away with murder here. 2 SCVs dying. Does have a bit more energy. A turret's on the way here.
Still got 35 energy.
Yeah,
there's another scan, but if ByuN doesn't want to use it, he's going to try to finish that turret.
turret does complete, but the Banshee gets out of detection range and pulls back, getting 5 SCVs, bringing ByuN's worker count down to 22 versus 29, 30 now for Maru. And Maru's got his second base down in the main, turning into orbital right now. ByuN really far behind and hurting an economy.
He has no barracks at home. Like right now he's flying the 2 barracks that he made across the map. That one Banshee, whoa, you're drunk, go home.
Well, that one gets taken out for free, but the first one definitely paid for herself, getting a bunch of worker kills, keeping ByuN pinned in his main. Both players getting Ravens now. This one Banshee for Maru actually bullying back the Reapers that are still alive for ByuN.
Maru is the 3rd command center. That's how comfortable he is right now. He realizes that he's ahead. Last game, Maru did such a brilliant job of not throwing away his lead. It was actually so impressive. He was doing everything right. And I think in this game, he's looking to try and do the exact same thing. Sees that he's 1 base ahead. He's not gonna go crazy and like attack full on with everything. He just starts another command center. Actually, that one Banshee here is gonna go down and trade it for 1 Hellion. And he knows that ByuN's gonna keep on attacking. So at this point, Maru is just happy going into tanks, sitting at home and defending whatever's being thrown at him.
And with the Raven, it's going to become a little bit easier as well. He still has Cyclones and a couple Marines in the main as well. And we see that ByuN's actually investing in Cloak, which is not a cheap upgrade, and getting Banshees himself. But with the Raven and Maru, as long as he keeps that alive, should be able to defend pretty nicely. The Reapers still being very annoying. The KDA grenades stunning and killing these Cyclones.
Yeah, they bumped them forward towards the Cyclones here of ByuN. That was sick here. He pushed them forward.
Yeah, nice move there from ByuN.
He muscled them around. It's like he did with Maru in real life.
Right. Yanking his arm out of his socket again. And we got ByuN pressing the issue here against Maru, but Maru holding on strong. Getting rid of those Cyclones, going to kill the Raven as well. And ByuN with that lock on. The orbital gets denied. There goes the Raven.
Really sad series for ByuN, man.
Yeah.
Everything he does, nothing works at all. You know, I was saying he needs to find a way to make his aggression work, but I think it's really Maru that did shine this series with showing how to shut down every single aggression that's thrown at him.
And look at back at home for ByuN. He has to scan, but he doesn't actually have enough Marines to kill this Banshee, and it just lives. This is just a really sad game for ByuN, unfortunately. Maru is so in charge here. No second scan available.
It's very rare for anybody to make ByuN look this bad, but Maru is doing just that right now.
He absolutely is. Fortunately, managed to get that detection in the end there with the Banshee running out of Cloak. And here comes the Banshee of ByuN. He's going to need a whole mineral line worth of damage here to come back, because we know the 3rd CC is down now for Maru. Maru not even reacting at all to this Banshee, actually. He's going for a big death push to end this game.
I mean, no pressure, Banshee, but you need to kill 40 supply here for ByuN to come back in this game. And even that might not be enough, as he's going to get countered attacked here. The Banshee of ByuN actually moves out of the scan range here. Still trying to defend from that location. Pulls SCVs to try and buy himself a little bit of time. He can't afford to lose more workers. He's already so many behind.
Yeah, he's down 23 to 37 now. ByuN holding on with what he has left, but this siege tank is making it so tough for ByuN to hold on here. He's desperately trying to get this orbital up, but it's not even complete right now. And the siege tanks, 3 of them now with Black Kings in the sky, keeping this siege tank position very safe for Maru. And he's gonna win the series 2-0. GG. What a dominant performance. So one-sided here by Maru. You don't expect it, especially considering their history together. ByuN really falling apart at the seams there against his former teammate.
Easy peasy for Maru. Didn't even break a sweat. It feels like it's just another day at the office. Just kind of sat there and crushed this nerd. And like I said, not many people can do this to ByuN, but I guess he's one of the few.
ByuN's TvT is really, really good. Like it's one of his best matchups, along with TvC. But it's just unfortunate that that Maru just took such a lead in that series there.
I think with this win, Maru is actually #1 nemesis of ByuN in map-wise. He's going to be +7 against ByuN. Nobody else actually has that much. So good job to him.
Yeah, really well played there by Maru. And unfortunately, a pretty quick series, but a dominant series there by Maru. So ByuN loses his first one. We're going to go to a break, but when we come back, we're going to have a winner's interview and more games. We'll see you soon.
post-game interview with the birthday boy, Maru. Happy birthday. 일단 조성주 선수 생일 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
오늘 시작하기 전에 다들 생일 축하한다고 한 메시지 한 뜨고 온라인 커뮤니티 얘기가 좀 많이 있었거든요. Today actually all over the community and everywhere it was just talks about Maru's birthday. How do you feel about that?
네?
다들 오늘 생일이라고 커뮤니티에 다 메시지 올려주고 그랬었는데 지금.
저는 제 생일 아는 사람이 별로 없을 줄 알았는데 그렇게 챙겨주시니까 감사합니다.
No, I didn't think anybody would actually know when my birthday is, and I was super shocked when I saw that many threads and all the posts that they came through, and I'm really appreciative of all your fans' efforts. So first of all, let's see. Proxy barracks and nothing. Super aggression game 1 and all stops. 자, 전진 병영도 하고 엄청나게 아예 랠리까지 찍으면서 변현 선수가 앞으로 왔었는데 다 짤맞고 바로 다음 라운드로 진출하시네요.
일단 제가 안전하게 시작을 했기 때문에 제가 빌드가 좋게 시작해서 좀 잘 막은 것 같아요.
I think it was because I started very conservative and I was ready to defend against anything, so I think that went pretty well. 왜 그러면은 why did you think it was a good idea to start 안전하게, safely? 변현 선수랑 게임을 하면서 왜 안전하게 하는 게 더 좋을 거라 생각하세요?
일단 제가 태태전 할 때 전진 벼락에 너무 많이 죽어가지고 또 좀 안전하게 하려고 준비했어요.
Yeah, when I was practicing at home, I lost a lot of games on ladder in the practice against proxy barracks. So the entire series throughout, everything in my head was just let's just play safe, I got this. 자, 일단 첫 번째 게임에서 지게 세레머니를 하신 거 아닌가 하는 생각이 드는데요. 왜 갑자기 변윤 선수가 공격이 들어오는데 지게를 떨어뜨리고 그건 뭡니까? In the game 1, there was super aggression from ByuN, and instead of doing whatever, he just went with the mule drop. Was that an early celebration?
그때 제가 갑작스러운 공격에 손이 떨려가지고 벤시를 찍어야 되는데 지게를 떨궈버려가지고 좀 의도치 않게 됐네요.
That wasn't my intention to do any in-game celebration or anything like that, but I was a little bit caught off guard with ByuN's aggression, and my hockeys got mixed up. So instead of building the Banshee, I accidentally clicked on the mule and dropped it. All right, thank you very much. 감사합니다, 조성주 선수. Now back to you, casters.
Thanks, Mal, and welcome. Great job by the birthday boy, taking down ByuN 2-0, kind of one-sided, but even more one-sided was Innovation versus Trust, wasn't it, Ordy?
Yeah, we saw game number 1 of Innovation against Trust, and Innovation won with that 2-base push. And game number 2 was very similar with a bit more aggression from Trust in the early stages. So we're going to actually have a look at how game number 2 finished up. It started out with a proxy oracle, some adept pressure as well, which sort of brought us to this point where Innovation was kind of, again, very similar to like game 1 where he was a little bit behind, he wasn't doing so great. But this time he pushed across the map against Blink Stalkers rather than the Resonating Glaives, and well, I mean, he just had this attack where Trust, he actually did a brilliant job trying to delay this just a few moments before what we're seeing. He actually had force fields down, he sniped down a medevac with a nice blink, he's trapped away a couple of Widow Mines. But it's Innovation, even though the guy gets put down early, he decides, well, I'm going to 2-base all in, and when he decides to 2-base all in, he ends the game in his favor.
Powerful play there, yeah. It was really just very clean. Innovation looked super relaxed as well when he walked away from his PC over to grab a drink from the fridge. For him, he was just like, yeah, business as usual. It was a very relaxed series for him.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is like possibly the greatest player of all time in StarCraft II, and it seems like Trust maybe making a bit of a mistake not bringing his mothership core over quickly enough to defend there, but that's the way it is sometimes, right? You make a small mistake and someone like Innovation going to roll you over.
Oh, yeah. Guardian Shield, pretty powerful. Stalker's pretty good. Glaive's not quite done. No overcharge. Suddenly doesn't look so good. So it was a little bit unfortunate there for Trust. He will go to the losers match where, of course, he's going to face ByuN. Unfortunate group for Trust here at IEM. It's going to be very difficult for him to get through. But ByuN didn't look very convincing against Maru. So
that's true.
There's always a chance.
And, you know, let's not forget that Trust has done well at Intel Extreme Masters. In Gyeonggi, he had a great showing, making it into the bracket stage. So maybe he surprises us here and makes it through. I don't know. But our next match up on the stage, we're going to jump back into Group C. It's going to be the winner's match, Su versus Solar. But first, a commercial break. Good job.